You are at a party, surrounded by friends who love you. The music is loud, the conversation is flowing, you are smiling, nodding, and playing your part. But inside, you are screaming. There is a glass wall between you and everyone else. Or maybe you are lying in bed next to a partner who would do anything for you. You can hear their breathing, you can feel their warmth, and yet you feel completely isolated. You feel like you're on Mars, watching the world through a telescope. We are told that loneliness is a lack of people. We are told that if we just get a better relationship or a bigger friend group, the feeling will go away. So why do you feel it most intensely when you are surrounded by them? The ancient sages tell us this is a misdiagnosis. You aren't lonely because you are physically alone. You are lonely because you have abandoned the only person who can actually love you. You have treated them like a stranger for your entire life. And until you meet them, no amount of dating, friendship, or social validation will ever fill the void. I will show you who that person is. But first, we have to look at the fatal mistake you make every time this feeling rises. A mistake that ensures the loneliness never actually leaves. Let's look at exactly what happens when the loneliness hits. What is the immediate reaction? Panic. You grab your phone. You scroll through social media. You text an ex. You turn on the TV just to hear human voices in the background. You are trying to cure the internal emptiness with external noise. Ramana Maharshi described this as the fundamental error of the mind. The mind believes that happiness exists inside other people or objects. It says, if I get their validation, I will exist. If I get their love, I will be whole. But the sages compare this to a beggar asking another beggar for money. Both bowls are empty. When you try to extract love from others because you cannot feel it in yourself, you create fear. You become anxious. You become controlling. Or you become a people pleaser, hiding your true self just to keep them around. Imagine a bucket with a hole in the bottom. You can pour the entire ocean into it. For a second, it feels full. But the water immediately drains out, and you are empty again. This is the human condition. We are trying to pour other people into a soul that is leaking self-worth. But why does the bucket have a hole? Why is the emptiness there in the first place? It isn't because you are broken. It is because you are misinterpreting a specific signal, a secret message your body is trying to send you, which we will decode right now. This pain you feel isn't a symptom of depression, and it isn't bad luck. It is actually a homing beacon. Think of a dashboard light in your car. When the check engine light comes on, you don't smash the dashboard. You thank the light for telling you something is wrong under the hood. Loneliness is your spiritual check engine light. Ramana Maharshi called this divine dissatisfaction. It is a signal trying to guide you to a specific realization. But most of us never get the message. Why? Because the signal is painful. Sitting alone in a quiet room feels like torture. Why? Because for the ego, silence feels like death. The ego is a social construct. It is built on comparison. I am taller than him. I am richer than her. I am liked by them. The ego only exists in relation to others. If you take away the others, the ego has nothing to bounce off of. It starts to dissolve. This is why we feel that panic when the room goes quiet. It isn't boredom. It is the terror of annihilation. We run from the silence because the silence threatens the false idea of who we are. But here is the twist. The sages say that if you stop running and actually face this terror, you will discover that you have been looking at the equation backwards. You have confused the wave for the ocean. This leads us to the crucial distinction found in the ancient texts. There are two states that look the same from the outside, but are opposites on the inside: loneliness and aloneness. Loneliness is the pain of the ego. It is the feeling of being a fragment, a separate wave floating in a hostile ocean, terrified of drying up. It is the belief that I am here and the world is over there, and I am not connected to it. Aloneness is the state of the sage. The word literally means all oneness. It is the realization that you are not the wave, you are the water. Ramana Maharshi taught that there is no other. If there is only one universal consciousness, who is there to miss? Who is there to be lonely for? When this is realized, the feeling shifts. The panic of isolation turns into the peace of solitude. Solitude is not an empty box. It is a full cup. It is the joy of being so complete in yourself that the presence of others is a luxury, not a necessity. But this is just philosophy until you apply it. How do you actually flip the switch from lonely to alone in the heat of the moment? We need to find this self the sages talk about. But where is it? And how do you look for it? So how do we make this shift? You have to stop running. You have to return to the person you abandoned, the witness, the real self. But who is this self? Most people think the self is their personality, their memories, or their body. But Ramana Maharshi says, that which comes and goes is not real. Your feelings change, your thoughts change, your body changes. The real self is the background screen that holds the changes. Think of a cinema screen. The screen shows the drama, the tears, and the heartbreak. But the screen itself is never heartbroken. It remains white, pure, and untouched. You are the screen. And the reason you feel lonely is that you have forgotten you are the screen, and you think you are the character in the movie. Here is the practice. The next time that hollow ache of loneliness rises in your chest, do not pick up your phone. Do not distract yourself. This is the moment of power. Turn towards the feeling, sit with it. Treat the loneliness like a crying child that has come into your room. Instead of slamming the door on it, invite the feeling in. Say to it, I see you. It is okay to be here. Then ask the question Ramana gave us. Who is lonely? The answer will naturally arise, I am. Then catch that I and ask, who am I? Don't answer with words. Turn your attention backward. Look for the source of the I. Look for the one who is watching the feeling. When you try to look for the looker, you won't find an object. You won't find a face. You will find a silence, a vast, empty, aware space. It feels like nothing, but it is everything. This silent space is the real self. It is the inner partner you have been ignoring. Rest in that silence. As you rest there, the loneliness dissolves. It melts into the warmth of your own presence. You realize that you, the real you, are not lonely. You are the space in which the loneliness is happening. And when you master this internal shift, something strange begins to happen in your external life. A paradox occurs. By needing people less, you suddenly affect them more. This is the ultimate secret of the sages. When you are finally comfortable in your own aloneness, your relationship with the world flips upside down. Ramana Maharshi didn't need people, yet people flocked to him from all over the world. Why? Because there is nothing more repulsive than desperation. When you need someone to complete you, they can feel it. It feels heavy. It feels like a demand. But when you are whole, when you are happy staring at a wall, you become a mystery. You become magnetic. You are no longer a beggar walking around with an empty bowl asking for validation. You are the emperor who has realized his wealth. Your relationships change completely. You love people not because you are hungry, but because you have so much to give. You are not trying to get something from them. You are sharing with them. Love becomes a celebration, not a hostage negotiation. The next time you feel that ache, remember the signal. Do not call a friend. Call yourself. Stop looking for home in other people. You are the house.